In my studio now are five of the heroes of the village people. The guys who, that's great, that village people thing. I think we should stick with that name. 5 of the men who slaughtered the Tampa Bay Rowdies. And I'll introduce them first of all. I want you to phone and tell them what you really think of them. And here is John Craven, the captain of the team and the top defender in the game. And here is the magnificent Wymark. Thank God you didn't miss these on the replay. Hey?
Nice look.
And here is Carl Valentine. Here is Ray Lewington, and we Bobby Leonard Doozy, the local boy. How do you feel, boys, this morning? You can all speak at once if you like, because you're all mic'd.
Terrific. I think we are.
It's terrific.
Yeah, we all feel the same. It's a great reception today. We're all overwhelmed, and we was all celebrating last night.
Were you celebrating last night too, John?
I was asleep. I went straight to sleep. I can't remember going to bed, actually, but I feel a bit better this morning.
When you went into that game, though, on Saturday, were you totally sure you were going to wipe their faces?
We were very confident that we could do it if we played up to the capabilities of the team.
Let me ask Trevor about that goal that was disallowed. Was that a proper disallowance of the goal?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No. I thought the goalkeeper came out and he couldn't get the ball and he just ran into, I think it was Carl, one of their defenders and myself. And
as it happened, it didn't matter a damn, did it?
Not really, no.
Yeah. How about you, Bobby?
Well, I'm over the moon. As you said, I'm a hometown boy, and for me to come back part of a championship team is just a great feeling for me.
And you? Where are you from in England?
London.
London. How long have you been out here?
Since February.
February. What do you make of this crazy town?
Fantastic. Love it.
Did you really think it was going to go like this, though?
I knew we'd have a good chance of winning as soon as we see the team nick together gradually, but
Carl, how long have you been in town?
Same since February.
February. And you, Trevor, you've been here longer?
Same. No, February.
Seems like you've been here all your life. And how about you, John?
About 18 months.
Now, give me the plans for the future. John?
Well, in the off-season, I'll be just staying around Vancouver and keep myself in shape for next year.
And you bought a house in
Richmond.
How about you, Trev?
I'm going back to England to play, hopefully early this week, in the first division with Norwich City.
Will you be back again?
I'll be back, yes.
So you're going to play all year round?
Yeah.
2 pay packets for the old lady. Are you married?
Yes.
A number of the girls around here were asking how many of you guys are single. Put up your hands, those who are single. Single.
Halfway. Halfway.
I'm getting married when I go back.
Oh, you're getting married.
I'm still available at the moment.
You're still available at the moment. Single. Halfway.
She's watching this, you know. Huh?
Single.
Single.
I saw you with your wee boy in the television covers, didn't I?
Yeah, he was getting a little bit frightened because, you know, the crowd pushing in, so I had to keep hold of him.
Tell you what I'm going to do now. Going to take some phone calls. Go ahead to the Whitecaps.
I was wondering if you could tell me, how do they decide which city they'll play the final game in? Will Vancouver ever get it, or will it always go just to the bigger cities?
I don't think so. I think there was a statement this morning. They had a league meeting yesterday, the owners and general managers, but they didn't come to any decision.
Didn't it say there were 5 cities had bid for it, including Vancouver on the face of it?
Vancouver,
Edmonton,
yeah, New England, Washington.
And Washington, D.C. appeared to have the edge.
Yes, with the stadium.
Because they've got a big stadium. Yes. What do you make of our stadium here, Bobby? You're the local expert.
Well,
the stadium we've got now.
Yeah. The 1954 was a great stadium, but I think time's gone on a bit, and I think we're in definite need of a new stadium.
Yeah, if it only for the Whitecaps by themselves or for nobody else.
Well, I think the Lions are starting to put it together now too. If they can do well, I think it'll be better for both of us, really.
How do you feel about that stadium compared to British stadiums?
Well, there's a bit of a difference between the British ones, but when you go down over the border and you play in some of the stadiums down there, you know, then you can see the difference and the need for it.
Yeah, I suppose so. Oh, we'll get a new stadium one of these days. Nobody knows where it's going to be or how much it's going to cost. But I want to say something. What was really beautiful about that yesterday, we know you have trouble with football fans in Britain, soccer fans. We've had God knows what kind of trouble with Canadian football fans here. That mob of people you brought out yesterday were young, clean, decent, sober and happy. Wasn't that great?
Yeah,
hey?
Very good.
So it promises great for the future. Because I come from Glasgow, which has had the reputation of being the worst rioting soccer town in the world. Any more from you, caller? Go ahead, please.
Yes, Jack, it's nice to have you back on the air again.
Oh.
And also I'd like to ask John Craven, Leonard Doozy, how they felt about the American broadcasters calling us a village people.
If we could sing, we'd be doing well. I'm making a bit of money then, as a group.
I don't think we should make a big thing of that. It was just compared to New York, this is a village.
Don't you feel that it was kind of an insult calling? We were Canada's representation. First time a team from Canada beat all those American franchises.
I don't. What do you think, gentlemen? Bobby, you're a local boy.
No problem. You can call us a village if you want. We came back the champions.
Deserted village in the matter of fact, maybe he was right. There wasn't any traffic on the streets while you were playing on Saturday. Not a bit of it. So don't let that upset you. Go ahead, please.
Yes, I would like to congratulate the Whitecaps and say how proud they made all British Columbians feel by bringing the cup home. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bow modestly, all of you. Go ahead, please. No nasty calls, as I told you. This is a happy program. Go ahead, please.
Jack.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Right.
Miserable as ever. Good to have you back to Vancouver.
Oh, we'll get into some nitty-gritty now.
You think he's joking, don't you?
No?
I can be perfectly miserable. But
One
only
of the
for
best
a
soccer
reason.
players I've ever seen, and you're with one of the best teams ever going. Keep it up for next year. And Jack, take another 3-month holiday next summer.
Thank you very much. Not now. You don't mean now, do you?
Next summer.
Next summer. How would you stack up now, John, against the top British Championship soccer team?
The question was asked me after the game by the reporters, and quite a few of them, because we were the North American Soccer League champions, naturally they want to know where we would stand in the world. And I said I thought we would hold our own in the English First Division. I didn't say we'd win anything, but we'd hold our own.
In other words, you finish up respectable.
Yes.
Yeah. You wouldn't be shamed by any English First Division, and of course you could wipe out any Scottish First Division team nowadays, couldn't you?
Certainly.
Willie be pleased.
Yeah. Willie Johnson isn't here
Well,
this
it'll be
morning.
slow penalty.
Go ahead, please.
Yes, I wanted to congratulate them all. I thought it was fantastic, and I was most interested in the training that the fellows do, because I'm into fitness myself, but they make me look very fit.
They make you look fit.
Yes.
You mean they're softies? No, she's got it mixed up.
Like how many hours a day would they jog or whatever?
Trevor. You do train, don't you?
All year round, right?
Yeah, all year round. But
There's not one of the guys here either smokes a cigarette or takes a glass of beer. Isn't that correct, Jennifer?
Like you're using all the components of fitness. You're using agility and endurance and everything there is going. Like you've got to be like.
Yeah, but they have one extra incentive you don't have.
Yes, right.
You know what that is?
Yeah, money.
Good, good. Go ahead, please.
Yes, I was one of the fans that were in New York for the game, and it was one of the most memorable weekends we've ever had. It was a thrill of a lifetime, and I want to congratulate the Whitecaps and also CPR for the fine service they gave us on the plane. And I was very excited. I'm a relatively young, not young, but I'm not a very old fan. I haven't followed the game too long, except maybe for last year I started, and I've been going steady to the game since. And I want to tell the Whitecaps that it was wonderful, and I think all the supporters of the Whitecaps Supporters Club were thrilled and excited, and I can't express enough how much fun it was. And New York is a great town, but Vancouver is
A much nicer village.
a village, but
Okay,
a little
Mrs.
Eden, actually,
Craven,
in comparison to New York, in my estimation.
Mrs. Craven, Wymark, Valentine, Lewington, and Leonard, you're going to stay with me for 7 or 8 minutes more to take your calls, because it's a happy morning. For them, not particularly for me. It's a pig.
You are.
I smoke like a chimney, but I don't smoke on camera.
You used to, didn't you?
No.
As far as I can go with it. I'll let you.
Any stories you can tell me? I must get you to talk more. You're not talking enough when I do this.
Thrown out of our hotel,
Hey?
Thrown out of the hotel.
Were you?
Saturday night.
Were you?
Good. Bags packed in the hall. Took all our bags out of the rooms.
You've got to be joking.
Yeah.
You still haven't got
It's the
our
last
applause.
segment. But I'm going to get you to tell that story.
No, so I was just going to say that when she said a memorable time in New York.
Yeah, all join in with your little bits on this story, any way you want.
Yeah.
What about your story, Carl?
Yeah.
Come on.
What about yours?
What about
Carl?
telling
Yeah.
it? That last delightful caller was telling the Whitecaps and us about the memorable experience in New York. But I want the team to tell me some of their memorable experiences in New York. John, you start the ball rolling.
Well, mine was getting back to the hotel after a little reception that we had to find all my bags in the lobby of the hotel. They decided not to give us the room for the evening, the hotel, so that wasn't a very pleasant thing to do at that time of the evening anyway.
What was the name of the hotel?
Marriott,
The Marriott?
Saddlebrook, yes, in New Jersey.
In New Jersey.
Make sure you tell
And
him
you
right
got
where it
there. Say that?
He's still got half my clothes and I've got half of his, and the clothes are all over the place. Yeah.
You mean you got there back to your hotel to spend the evening? What time was your plane going to be out?
Well, we had to be up at 3 o'clock Vancouver time, 6 a.m. in New York to catch the plane out of Kennedy Airport. So we just got there, and as Bob said, there was people, they'd just gone in the rooms, taken all the clothes out, put them in the nearest bag and put them down in the lobby.
What time was that, though, New York time?
Yeah, I don't know.
10 o'clock.
At 10 o'clock, we'd just come back from a reception.
We're in the middle of celebrating.
You were in the middle, and what did you do between 10 o'clock at night with your bags down in the lobby and catching the plane at Kennedy?
Well, some people got very upset.
For you, for instance?
Well, I'd already packed my bags because I was going down into the Big Apple.
Oh, you were safe.
Yeah,
and
so I was okay anyway.
How about you, Trev?
I was safe. I was with Carl. He was looking after me.
Oh. What about you, Bobby? What did you do?
I was struggling. I had all my clothes out, and like I say, John still got half of my gear in his bags, and I don't even know if it's all there.
So you didn't have a hotel room your last night in New York?
That's right. Luckily for me, my wife made the trip and went to the game. So, again, but I still had to transfer all my stuff and my wife and kids back down into New York to their hotel.
So here at 10 o'clock at night, and you're struggling down into New York with your wife and kids and stay the night there?
Yeah.
That's just after winning the soccer ball and all. It's,
Come back and everyone's happy, and we come back and all the wives, well, my girlfriend was crying, and it was just unbelievable.
Mind you, New York's like that, you know. We've had to battle with New York over different things, you know, not only soccer. Every time we go into the place, you know, so it's not one of my favourite cities.
Just a big, cold monstrosity.
Yeah.
The only thing I like about it is that we keep coming out with good results.
That really... Did you hear the boos early on in the game there?
Oh, yes.
All through the game.
They started chanting Cosmos halfway through the second half, didn't they?
It's strange, I couldn't see any of their players there.
They went. They went, I think, for the... with their mind made up that it wasn't going to be a good game because the Cosmos weren't there, you know, apart from the few Tampa people and our supporters behind the other goal. I think the other 40,000.
Yeah, you see, the truth of the matter is you weren't supposed to beat the Cosmos.
That's right. That's
right. It wasn't allowed.
That's not.
Mind, you've always had bad feeling with Cosmos, haven't you?
I think the first game we played there this season in the league, we had a 20-minute brawl. Right. I think it was blown out of proportion, really.
It was a brawl, though.
It was a brawl. I mean, a few people got punches, I guess. One of them maybe sitting at the table.
Name names. Name names, come on.
No, actually, I went in and grabbed Canalia. And as I was grabbing Canalia, just to pull him away from the brawl,
Fracas.
somebody came, and I didn't see who it was. All I saw was a hand, and it hit Canalia in the head. And I don't know whose hand it was, though.
Do you solemnly promise and swear that you don't know whose hand it was?
Oh, honestly, I don't.
If you tell him, I'll help you one.
Does that give you a hint?
Very good indeed. Anyway, I hope one day Cosmos plays you here in our new stadium.
Yeah, right.
For the final, whatever that new stadium is.
Yeah, well, I hope I'm still playing at the time.
Sure, you're just a boy.
Well, I don't know. It depends how long it takes to get the stadium.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Matter of fact, we won't see the stadium in my time. But I think you've got good odds. I think Trev and Carol and Ray and we Bobby, he'll see it. Look, give me one flat of calls and we'll let the boys go. Say what you like to 5 of the village people's heroes. Go ahead, please.
Okay, welcome back, Jack. I, as a South American living in Vancouver now, and first I'd like to congratulate the Whitecaps for their excellent performance. I noticed the difference in the last 4, 5, 6 years, the improvement. I'm from Paraguay, South America. It just happened that my country won the championship in South America. It's like the European Cup, Copa Libertadores America, the Olympia.
Spare the details. Did you play for your country or just a fan? You're just a fan. I thought maybe it was Pelly or somebody else.
What did you say, sir?
I said, thanks very much for your call. I'm very grateful. Who's next? Go ahead, please.
Hello, Jack. Good morning.
Morning.
I'd like to congratulate the Whitecaps again and think, except for the Cosmo game, they've been playing very clean soccer all year.
Was that the only dirty game you played, the Cosmos game?
Yes, I think so. There's no others. Well, nothing that made the press anyway.
Okay, bye. Much obliged. Go ahead, please.
I want to congratulate the Whitecaps and the Whitecap fans, of course, but I've got one criticism. I want to know what the bench was out, you know, into the schools and working hard, and we haven't seen too much of them, and I think they should be included into the press and what have you, and given recognition.
The bench.
There are up-and-coming soccer players.
What does she mean, the bench?
The substitutes.
The substitutes. Yeah. Well, it's kind of difficult to do that, but they're basking in the reflected glory, I'm sure, too. Don't you, John?
Sort of bias. I mean, they're big guns. These are their teachers. They're great. And let's sort of give them the recognition.
We all give them the recognition now. The whole bench, the whole of the Whitecaps team and staff. Go ahead, please.
Hello, I just want to say I appreciated the game that you guys played this weekend, and I really enjoyed watching it.
Good show. Go ahead, please.
Yes, Jack. I want to congratulate the boys, and I want to thank them for getting all the apathetic sports guys off their butts to get out.
I know who that is.
Who is it? Who is it?
That's Dale Mitchell's dad. It's got to be, is it?
It's not Bill Mitchell.
It's not?
No, I'll tell you who it is.
Who is it?
Willie.
Willie?
Willie
Johnson.
Willie who, like Jack who.
It's no Willie Johnson.
Hey.
No, but Jack, you know, that reception yesterday was far out. But you know what I'd rather seen than that reception?
No.
Is them bringing them to Empire Stadium and having a juvenile soccer final prior to them getting there and letting some of these kids get in a good soccer match in front of a crowd.
When we're a little more sophisticated, that might be a good idea. But don't forget, these guys had been in New York, had lost their hotel rooms, had been wandering aimlessly on the streets, desperate and poverty-stricken, and they had a tough time getting home. And I personally am very grateful indeed that you five came in this morning to give the first program of the Webster show for the year a good, happy start. Thanks anyway, Willie. Go ahead, please.
Hello.
Hello.
I think that they're such a phenomenal success because of the integrity of their playing. And as a parent, I have to congratulate them because they're a fine example to our children today.
Do you hear that?
Yeah. I think that's
I agree with that, wouldn't you?
A very good thing that we're out there and we're playing, but also, you know, for the kids watching, we've got to set an example as well, you know, that play the game or whatever. And
yeah, comparisons are odious, but soccer well played and well refereed, as we saw on Saturday, and it was well refereed.
Yeah.
Is a good
few minutes.
Yeah, but it's a good, clean. It's almost a gentlemanly game nowadays.
I think if kids are watching sports and they see people going around hitting and thumping each other, they'll think that's the way to do it, the way to play the game, which of course isn't.
I think it's just magnificent. Well, get the camera so we can take 5 handshakes. I'm going to start with Bobby Lenarduzzi. Bobby, a million thanks and congratulations.
Thanks very much.
Right? And my next friend, Ray Lewington, a million thanks and congratulations.
Thank you.
Carol, Trevor, God, geez, you're wonderful. And John, thanks very much. And if you don't bring it back next year, we'll understand. But you better bring it back next year. Thanks to the Whitecaps. Very much obliged, gentlemen. I really am. John Fraser. Joe's Boy in BC after the break.
Squad which Tony Waiters and Bob McNabb are now bringing together really is a tremendous squad, and it's we will have a contender within our league, and as long as we can avoid injuries, we hope we can go all the way.
Vancouver still with the ball. Tampa Bay has not had a concerted offense. There's Allen Ball getting in the middle of Wymark. The shot is in. It's a goal. Wymark scoring his second goal of the day. It's all over. The Vancouver Whitecaps are the new champions of the North American Soccer League, and they earned it every step of the way, all season long and through the playoffs, maintaining their